For centuries, cassava has played an integral role in our Amerindian culture. Cassava bread and cassareep are the most well known, but there are many other uses. Archaeological evidence proves that Amerindians have been using cassava for over 10,000 years. And when the Europeans reached the New World, they found that the cassava crop was already being cultivated there. The cassava plant is an ancient crop which originated in South America and the Guyana Shield. There are over 67 varieties and 3 subspecies. I understand that cassava cultivation is just not about planting a crop, that there's more about keeping the whole family together. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yes. The men had to ambush, cut down, burn, then you clean the stalk, then you plant your cassava. After you plant it and it grow, you weed, keep the under the tree clean. Then in 9 months, you start to rip the cassava. Then you go and you haul the cassava, fetch it down.
Tell me about the first step, what we have to do.
Well, we have to scrape this cassava root. We scrape it out, take off all the skin.
You make it look so easy.
The next step is the washing of the cassava root. Third step in the cassava processing, the grating. Grating the cassava root, you can even dance, move your body. We're getting the sound of the cassava root on the grater. This is where you need a woman's strength. You could even shake your waist, as you're grating. The grated cassava root is called the masa. This masa we can use it for so many purposes. One is for any cut that you get on your foot, on your hand, or a snake bite. We would put salt and other things inside, like leaf, and put it on that spot, and it would stop the bleeding and heal whatever is a cut or a snake bite. She's putting the masa inside the matapi, and then she would put it on the matapi stand to get the poisonous juice squeezed out. Now we have Marjorie here. She's pushing the wood through the matapi. Then push it to the matapi stand so it can squeeze out the poisonous juice from the masa. Now we have to sit on the matapi wood so we can get enough weight to get the juice out of the masa. If there isn't enough weight, then the masa would not be dry enough so that we can sip it to get the cassava. When we squeeze out all the juice from the masa, Marjorie could take it out, put it in the adjessa. We call this thing the adjessa. Now we're taking out the masa. When it's squeezed, well, we don't call it masa anymore. We call it the mealy now.
The masa is wet and the milli is dry.
Yeah. Then we take this mealy from here and we bring it into the mata. We put it in here so we can pound it to get it finer so it can be free to sift in the sifter. Susan is sifting out the mealy here. She have to sift all of this thing out. Now we move on to the baking of the cassava bread. This is the hoop that we use.
Helen, I heard in the old days that these hoops came off of the old barrels.
Yes, and it is. Exactly. So now I could place the hoop on the pan, on this one here, and Susan would do the baking. Now Susan is spreading the mealy on the pan, so she would get the cassava bread. This pan is made of the palm from the aquarium tree. They strip the palm and some old fellow would make it platter to make this. Without this pan, we cannot bake the cassava. That is how we people does it in Moruga. Now we have cut in the cassava biscuits here now. Ready to put in the sun so it can dry and ready for packing. On my left, there are some cassava biscuits already dry, and Jackie's packing it in the bag ready for marketing. If it's on a rainy day, we have to toast the cassava biscuit. Keep turning it all the time so it wouldn't get brown in color. It's a lot of work.
This tastes delicious. But what tastes good is also good for your health. Did you know that cassava bread is high in fiber?
Yes,
it has no gluten, and it's an excellent meal source for diabetics. Told us about grating and squeezing out the juice. Well, the juice part is a real important part because that is what you use to make the best cassareep in Moruga.
Yes, when you don't squeeze it from the cassava, from the flesh, you could say. Then you put it in the pot and you boil it. You take the cream and then you put the cream in another pot. Then you boil it. This boiling taking for a whole day. Then when it get brown, you strain it in a clean cloth. And what it does can pass. And you see water left clear when you don't strain the cashew. The cooking, you have to make stew with it. If you get your meat, your wild meat, you cook your wild meat, you put your cashew. And even if you get a chicken, you cook it same thing with the cashew.
Amazing. It took the juice from 1,000 pounds of cassava to give us this one bottle of cassava cassareep. I would have never thought it would be so hard.